three that you hit there. I heard you say you called it
Yeah.
afterwards. just run us through that play. Obviously, it was a huge shot at a big time.
Well, I didn't actually call it, but I knew that we needed a bucket, and I was wide open, and I know when I step out on the 3-point line, they're gonna let me shoot it because probably in the scout report they told me, hey, he can shoot. So I just went over there and showed it with confidence.
That's kind of what Dan says.
Yeah.
He won't get mad at you if you take a good open shot.
No, exactly. I mean, I know. I mean, I wasn't even scared, nervous, nothing. I knew it was. I knew it was going in basically because I mean I've been practicing it, and before we started playing and stuff when on shoot around, I called one of the coaches and we went through that scenario multiple times and stuff. So when the time came, I took it.
It seemed like the whole game, you kind of defensively and offensively were really aggressive. I mean, you just seemed like you were taking kind of charge. Is that sort of a newfound thing that you're trying to consciously do?
Yeah. I mean, one thing that we're lacking a little bit is leadership. So I mean, I don't have to be the only guys. We got multiple guys stepping up and stuff, and I'm a senior. I'm part of the team, so I just try to step up. And the thing I can step up, I mean, I'm not a big vocal guy, but I can step up with my own energy. The way I play in the court can can be contagious to the other team. So that's what I try to do.
Excited about where you guys are? I mean,
No.
Just, in terms of that game.
Yeah, it gives us a sense of confidence because I keep telling them guys that losing is contagious. I mean, I've done it, my sophomore year down here. It wasn't good at all. So I keep telling them guys, we need to get a win and take it step by step. Because losing is for sure contagious. Because before you know, we're gonna play another game, and then something's gonna go wrong, and then everybody's gonna start losing hope. So I've been in that situation, and it doesn't feel good at all.
How much does that help your confidence? Because Coach Dan knows anybody who's watched this rivalry over the years, you don't just go up there and win games easily. I mean, Combo's a tough place to play, and that's got to help your team confidence, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, 100%. I mean, in Ohio, it's a tough place to play 100%. It's really, really tough. I remember my sophomore year we went down there. I mean, it was in a good scene and stuff. And I didn't even know it was a rivalry game and stuff. And I didn't know that we haven't beat them down there in 13 years. So I mean, we just went in there and tried to get better day by day with it.
We're going to go to the tour drive later today. What are your thoughts about that and how important it is to
What?
use the tour drive later today?
The tour drive, what's that?
Is that football or basketball? Okay. Oh, forget it.
All right.
We got an email that said basketball. I'm like, I think that's right. No, I'll ask anyway. Go ahead.
Oh.
Toledo, another
Yeah.
tough MAC team and another road game. Talk a little bit about the challenges that presents for you.
Toledo, they're always a good team. I mean, ever since I've been here, they've been a good team. So, I mean, we're just going to, go through the scouts, just play our game and get better, every single game. Here and there we cause a little turnovers and stuff. We make a little mistakes. All we got to do is take that out. And like Coach said, we get stopped, but offensively, on the other hand, we got to score. So, hopefully we go over there and, we do it. And try to keep the floor spread, because I think like lately that the floor is spread and everybody's out, the ball is moving and we going in and out a little bit. We just need to keep it and just make shots and we'll be good.
Good. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
It's a good win, obviously. It's hard to lose, It's not easy. So to go on the road and find it, especially to Ohio, I think first time in 12, 13 years. And if you could stretch it all the way back. The series is pretty close. I think it's 58, 53, something like that now. It was 52. I believe it's 53 now. But it's always been close. It's always a rivalry. We needed a shot in the arm, and we needed a little bit of luck, and we got both. We got the shot in the arm, and we got Obina's banker. So, I'm happy for it. We deserve it. They've worked hard. And does it give you momentum. I'm not a big momentum guy. Momentum is good until it isn't, and no one knows when that cuts off. It could be after this game. It could be 5 games down the road. So to sit there and say, oh, well, it's this and that, I think it does help their confidence. But mine, I got confidence in them. It doesn't shake from one game to the next or a series of games. I'm always support these young men and believe in them. So, we just take it to the next game, look forward to getting on the road and going to Toledo.
Just talking to Obina about how he played that game, I thought he was really active defensively and seemingly kind of tried to take control offensively too. Is that something that you try to instill in him as a senior? Something to be a little more leader?
Well, he's actually a junior, so I don't want to rush him out here. Senior indicates to me it's his last year, but he's got one more. And we want to keep him the best we can. O came to us as a shot blocker in high school, an athlete, but not a prolific scorer. And the march toward being more of an offensive player has he's had to ease into it, one, because he had Andy and Tavia in front of him who were going to do the main load so he could stay in the background for a couple years. Now he's having to come to the foreground. And what we saw from this summer, him working out, is that he's learning to put the ball on the floor, which he has never done before. We have talked to him about, because he was more of a spacer with Andy and Tavion because they were the drivers. But now we had to have somebody attacking the basket. He's starting to learn to do that. I thought this last game he did really well with that. Got fouled 2 or 3 times. Did it well with Kentucky. And so he's growing in that aspect. He's got to learn to pass off the dribble, see the floor off the dribble. It's more of a, I'm coming downhill and that's it, But if he gets a little finesse part of it, the pass when he has to off the dribble and the patience to wait on the offense just a little bit, then he's got all the stuff. He shoots threes in practice really well. If anybody's got a solution to what you take shooting well in the practice and get to the game and can't, I'll listen if you got the formula to fix that. But, I don't want him to totally turn down threes, but he's got to be selective. He's got to get to the rim mostly and then do what he does, block shots, lead, hustle, give you all the intangibles that make you a winner. And he's a joy to be around.
Does this show you kind of what you guys, how narrow the margin is to win or lose? You guys have been on the losing side some close ones, making plays and doing things at the end obviously make a big difference.
Well, winning and losing is little things. It's not a big thing. Our defense has been pretty good except for the Kentucky game. I don't know if our defense was bad. Their offense was really good. And when offenses are really good like that, defenses look bad. I don't care who it is. But defensively, we've been good. We're holding teams in the 30s, shooting percentage, and low 30s for 3-point shooting percentage. So our defense has been good. Our offense has not, and it's a lot of spacing. And then when you look at our starting lineup, you got Kevon Voiles, you got Nate Martin, and you got Jacob in a new role. You got Kerfman, and then we got who am I missing? Nate Obina. So we got Obina and Jacob having to take on new roles, which were more of an aggressive type of offense. And they have it. And then we bring in Crawford, which puts 3 new people in that offensive scheme that looks and is based on timing and spacing and ball movement. And it just takes time, It's easier when you had guys coming back like Andy's. It would have been like Tavion, freshman year, throwing him out there and asking him to take John's place. It's not going to happen. He had to grow to it, and by his time he's a junior and his 5th year, he had become a ball guy who can get you 20 points. But if I'd have started as a freshman trying to do that with him, it wouldn't have worked. He went from a power forward to a point guard or off guard or one of the lead guards. And same thing with Andy. When he came, he was averaging 10 points a game, it just takes time to grow these guys. And as long as we're a mid-major like this and we're bringing in young kids that are going to grow through the program, we're going to have some little ups and downs here. Some people want to say, well, you got to go to the portal and stay in the portal and stay old. That's good. I mean, it could work. I'm sure there's teams out there that it does work, and there's a lot of teams that doesn't work. And so, Appalachian State didn't really go much to the portal, and they beat Auburn the other day, who went heavy to it. So, there's no cure other than good players playing hard and trying to play together. And if that happens, then I think we have the right mix. We got several here, obviously, that came. But now by coming out of the portal, it slowed us down developing what we got to develop into. So, it's something we're going to have to look at each year and evaluate it. And I think every coach in our conference, every coach in the country, NCAA-wise, are evaluating how to use the portal, when and where and how. And the story's not written yet. It will be eventually if they don't make rules to change everything again. But it will work its way out. There'll be a way to use it, and it'll be a way that most people will see and do. So my hope is that it works out, that we keep four-year players here. And, the same people say, you're not going to be able to keep these guys. They're going to buy them away from you all the time. And that's probably going to happen some. But, they didn't buy Tavion. All I can do is make it to where they enjoy it here. They like playing here. And it's, I think, the best thing for them. And if that happens, then we want to grow these young men. They're more than just players, too. Colleges, I know everybody wants to go big business and pro-like, but you know what? College is a time these guys are 18, 19, 20 years old. They're growing into men. And I want to send the right message and make sure that they're successful, not now, but later, not only as a person, but also as alumni to Marshall that come back and look at this place and say, Marshall is not a stepping stone. Marshall's a destination. And we want to come here and stay here and be a part of this community. And we just got to keep developing a fan base that embraces them. That helps us. An athletic department that embraces these kids and support them. And if we do that, then way after I'm gone, I think the basketball program will benefit from it.
In your mind, should that be moderated, the NIL and the portal with college sports?
I don't, and I understand that, they like to make money. Everybody likes to make money. And I'm not going to say that I don't enjoy. I've been both. I've been broke and I've had a little bit extra. So, but I will say I think I was happy both places. So, my whole thing is that the NIL, for us, to sustain it here at Marshall with the financial base we have in the area and things of that nature that we have to, what I tried to do is we have an NIL. I've raised money. We've stayed well within the money we've raised so that it's there for a couple years, not just 1 year. I've always believed you have to have, if you're spending this much, you should have that much in reserve. So we are giving them enough. It's not a lot of money, but enough to where it's easy for them. They don't have to worry about going to McDonald's to get a hamburger. They can go buy a toothpaste or a toothbrush without having to worry about it. So I don't think we're going to get into what they have said about, Andy and Logden getting six figures, that we give them enough to where, what we get here as well, it's easy. We got enough to live on and easily and focus on basketball, not have to worry about money. And if we keep doing that, and I want them to stay, obviously, but if they come to me and they feel like that's best for them, then it's best for them. We'll replace them. And there's a lot of replacing out there. Might take a step back or half a step back, but eventually we're going to put those feet back forward. And we'll move and keep moving Marshall forward and be a better program regardless of what happens. Yeah. All right, fellas.